So, hello everybody, welcome back to the live stream. So today, I think we can do another problem solving session. Um, we also have DQ here. Let's learn DQ later. Um, let's just uh, let's just learn how we can solve solve problems, right? Um, so I'm just going to. By the way, let me see if the audio is clear. Hope the audio is fine. If someone is in the chat, please let me know if the audio is okay. Um, I hope it is fine. Um, all right. So just give me a few seconds. All right. Okay. I think we are good. Right. All right. Let's continue. I think the audio is all right. So let's solve some problems, I guess. Um, we just went through, we just learned about vectors, lists, stacks, and queues. So on those, maybe we will go through a few problems and yeah, we'll see how much we are able to solve. Uh, all right, so I'm just going to go here. Just going to go here and we'll see what problems we should solve. Right. Right, let's see. So there are a few problems that we can solve. So let's see which one we can. What is? Let's open up a few of them and see what is good. There is plus one. Then there is 2D vectors. matrices, sorting in STL. All right. Then there is stack, queue. Okay. Uh, Concatenation of an array, build array from permutation. What is this build array from permutation? Let's see that one. Okay, we don't need the explanation or anything. Let's see. I can just search here the problem number 191920. Um, let's see. All right. So let's see how we can solve this problem. Um, okay, there is a zero base permutation. By the way, if you have any ideas um, that comes up, let me know in the live chat as well so that I will know. And if you have any questions, just drop them in the live chat. So let me just try to solve this problem. Given a zero based permutation, all right, norms, zero indexed, all right. Build an array, okay, of the same length where, okay, answer is equal to nums in nums, okay. For each, okay, I less than nums dot length and return it. Zero-based permutation nums is an array of distinct integers from 0 to nums of dot length minus 1 inclusive. All right, let's see the example and see if you're able to understand something. Okay, there is 0, 1, 5, 3, and 4. Then there is 0, 1, 2, 4, 5, and 3. Okay, what is the explanation? Is built as follows. Norm 0, okay. All right. So basically what is being done here is nums of 0 is what? Nums of 0 is what? Nums of 0 is 0, right? And nums of now nums of 0, right? Here inside it becomes 0. So nums of 0. Nums of 0 is what? That is 0 only, right? So output's 0. Now nums of 1 is what? Nums of 1 is here you have 2. Nums of 1 is 2. And nums of 2 is what? Nums of 2. Nums of 1 is 2. Now you have nums of 2, right? Nums of 2 here would be this is the 0th index, first index, and second index. Nums of 2 would be 1, right? So that's why 1 is there. So, and keeps going like that, all right. So we understood the problem statement and what we have to do. All right. So how can we go about solving this problem? Okay. How can we go about solving this problem? Um, okay. So, let us say, let me go basically draw. how can we solve this problem? If you have any ideas, please do let me know. Um, I'm trying to solve this problem here. So, what do we already know? We know nums, right? We already have nums. And we need to return this output over here, right? Um, so let me just write down nums first. Nums. So we know nums, right? Nums, right? So let me just say 1, 2, 3, or maybe 1, 2, and then 4. Let's just have it random. Maybe 3 here, right? Let me just remove this. I'll just have 3 here, and I'll have 4 here. So we have nums, all right. Um, we have to get, we have to somehow get, first we need to know nums of I. We need to know nums of I, nums of I. First we need that, and also we need nums of I, right? First we need this, and then after that we need nums of I, right? So how can we do that? All right. So, um, okay. So first, let me just try to write. First, I know what is nums of I, right? I can easily know what is the nums of I, right? Now I need to find nums of I. How can I do that? That is what I need to know. Um, so after finding this nums of I, what I'm going to do is, all right, okay. So after finding nums of I will have to just see, um, I will either have to have this in a new variable first, and then put that new variable in here, right? So, and then check nums of that. Um, all right. So let me see how we can do this. It's very interesting. So if I say nums for loop, right? For loop, and then where does I start from here? I start from 0 only, right? 0, and then I less than, up till where does it go here? Nums dot size, right? Nums dot size, and then I plus plus. course, I plus plus. And then inside the loop, what do we have to do? That is the question here. So it starts from here, right? The first index. So what I'm going to say is, um, let us say, let us not create a new result array or anything. Let us just alter this itself. Um, so what can I do? I'm just going to say um, nums equal to nums, nums, nums. Can I just say nums equal to, can I just say nums equal to nums of I? Not sure if this is allowed actually, but let's see. Nums, this is what we need, but let's see. This is quite direct, but let's see. Um, nums equal to nums of I, and what would we return here? Just return nums, right? Um, nums. Can you just say okay? Can I just return over here? Return nums, or should I return after? Maybe return after this. All right. So let's see what this does. I'm not very sure, but let's see. I'm sure some syntax errors over here. Um, expected. Okay, all right. Is that? I think that's not an issue, right? Um, member name or after declaration. All right. So what have I done wrong here? So let me just check. Um, only a vector, in a vector. Let me just check it. Calling a vector, calling a vector in a for loop, in a vector in a for loop. Let's see. Um, there is something wrong here. All right. How do you return it though? Returning a vector, returning a vector. All right, over here you can see, but this is not okay. This is not index based. Okay, this is okay. Um, is the vector name is target. Return. Again, this is not returning. What is this? Let me go through this. Vector. Do you have any ideas? If you do, please let me know in the chat. Someone is here. Um, so let's see. Vector size. Okay. Do we have to? Says expected a member name or okay after declaration member name. What does it want? What does it want here? That is what I don't understand. Let me see. You cannot place a return statement here. All right. Uh, wrap your executable logic and return statement inside a function, member function definition. Missing closing bracket. Should I return here itself then? Probably return over here, I guess. Return here itself. Then what happens? Undeclared, all right. Let's fix that. Uh, no viable overloaded. What happened over here? All of a sudden, there is. I think this is wrong. Um, how do I alter this? Nouns of I, is it? Nouns of I. And then what do I return then? If I say nouns of I, then how can I return? I can't return nums, right? Probably return nums of I then. Not sure. Let's see. I think this is going to happen here. All of a sudden, there is a lot of errors. Okay. All right. So there is something wrong here. Just trying to understand. So if I have nums of I, do I have to create a new variable for this? For this, let's try something here. I can't create a new vector. I mean, that's the thing. Um, I could create a new vector and then do right, but it's not what you should be doing. Of course, I can create a result vector and then let's try that as well. Um, let's try to create a result vector. Um, vector, okay, vector and result, right? Vector and result. Um, that's good enough, I guess. Just created a result vector and I can just add this onto that, I guess, and return result, maybe. But I think this is, wait a minute, result, okay, vector. So I'm not sure if this is how to do it. No, 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 no. So there is something wrong. Let's see. The problems, let's look at only the problems. The return result statement is placed inside the for loop. The loop will exit incorrect assignment. Um, okay, let's put it outside the for loop. All right, let's put this outside the for loop. That's good enough, I guess. What is the second issue? Incorrect assignment. The line result equal to nums tries to assign a single integer to an entire vector. This causes a compilation error. Okay. Return, okay, line single integer to an entire vector. All right. Okay. Got it. So the single integer is this, right? All right, all right. Got it, got it. And we are trying to put it into this vector. And then there is also missing indexing. You need to append items using pushback or initialize the vector with a fixed size and assign items via result. All right. Standard open space approach. Apparently, we have to create a result array with a size. Um, all right. So with like an empty size, not sure. How do we know? How can we do that? What do we do with the size here? Result is nums dot size. Okay, yeah, the size would be the same, right? The size of the result array would be the same as nums, right? It cannot be more or it cannot be less. So let us just say result would be nums dot size. Result would be nums dot size. Let us just declare that first, right? So that much is good. Um, I think our for loop is also correct, but inside the loop, what do we have to do? That is the question. Um, if you look at it here, the return statement is fine now, I guess. Here, if you look at this is the issue, right? Um, what can we do here? So let me just first try to put nums of I, nums of I, right? Nums of I is going to read that, okay? So what can I do with result equal to, first I'm going to say nums of I, then I would say, or maybe nums equal to nums of I. Can I say that? No, right? I thought later if I do, or I just have to say result. Result equal to nums of I. And then after that, if I go with result, is that possible? No, right? Or would I need, this is quite interesting actually. I'm missing something very small, I'm sure. Result, let's try here. Let's see. Let's put our initial solution. Tries to assign integer to an entire vector. That's the thing, right? So if you want to assign, okay, result, um, what should go? Okay, so let's try this. All right, which is what we tried to do initially, but we came up with a few issues there. Let's try to do this. Let's try and see if this runs. Result, I think result should be, that's it. I guess that was accepted, which was quite surprising. I think that's it, right? That's all we needed to do. I'm not sure if there are other test cases that needs to be. All right. For our, let's try another test case, maybe just for our, let's try a different test case, just so that we are sure. Maybe don't try so large numbers. Just have one and maybe 4 here. I think that was the one that was there before as well. Let's just say 2 here, and then I'll put 4 here. All right. So let's try this one and see if it runs. Let's mix up here too, 2 here, and then maybe 5 over here. And let's run it again and see if we are good. Hopefully we are good. Yeah, we are fine. So let's see now if we are able to submit. And I guess it is accepted. All right. So yeah, that was fine, I guess. So now we have to think about how we can do it without creating this result array, which is also possible, I guess. Let me just see. I'm just going to remove this. I'm just going to say nums of I itself and then return nums and see if I get the output here. Um, let us see. Wrong answer. All right. So that is a little, yeah. So we have to change our approach a bit here. All right. So let's see. So this was our solution. If we need it to be without creating a result array. Okay, let's see how we can do that. Is it possible to do it without creating a result, result vector, result vector? All right. To directly modify nums, you destroy the values that you will still need later. That is true. Um, but after changing one element, future lookups might read the modified value instead of the original one, giving the wrong answer. Yeah, that is true. Yeah. So create a new vector. So this is the method we did too, easy to understand. There is an of one extra space solution. Trick is to temporarily store both the old value and the new value in the integer using bit manipulation. This is much more advanced. All right, let's not think about those things now. This is more like an O of one optimization. Yeah, this is fine for most, for most problems. And let us just, so all right, we already had submitted our solution. Let's get back to that. All right, this was it. Um, so that was fine. So let us keep it there. Let's see if we can solve any other question as well. What is the next question that was given over here? Um, concatenation of an array. Concatenation of an array. All right. 1929. Let's see. 1929. Let's see that problem as well. concatenation. All right. So here there is an array given, and you are supposed to concatenate it, right? Um, how can we do this? All right, let's see. So there is nums. How can we concatenate this? So 1, 3, 2, 1, and then so basically just repeats itself, right? Um, and it is formed by this. So nums of 0, nums of 1, nums of 4. Okay. So it just has to repeat itself, right? Um, so how can we do that? Just trying to think how we can just concatenate it. Um, so let's see how we can do that. Um, we need a for loop, right, for this as well. I think we do need a for loop here. Yeah, let's go with a for loop. Um, and it starts from 0, of course. And then nums dot length, and then not nums dot length, nums dot size, and of course increment. Um, what can we do here? Nums of I, right? So nums of I. You want to create an array of ants. Okay, they're asking us to create an array. Create an array of ants if length is 2n. Okay. So let us create an array then. Create a vector. Um, vector, I'm just going to say vector int, and then hands. Let's say it's of the size norms dot size into 2, right? It has to be double the size of norms, right? So let us just do that. So I've declared that. What is this? Ans of I equal to nums of I. Okay. And ans of I plus n will be equal to nums of I. All right. So what would be, okay, so let me just say in the for loop, what would ans be here? Ans of I, ans of I would be, ans of I would be, um, ans of I is going to be nums of, so if you look at here, um, the zeroth is here, so it just got to repeat, right? So what should be there? Um, so it has to be nums of I plus what is n over here? N is 2 here. Okay, 2n, right? So n is nums dot size, right? So let me just say ans of I would be nums of I plus, right? Nums of I plus. Um, would it actually be nums of I plus this nums dot size? Let's see. I'm not sure, but let's see. And then just return after this, after the loop, return ans, right? Return ans. So let's see, right? Um, I think we are good, right? Let's see. Oh, something is wrong here. All right, let's remove this. Not very sure about this, but let's see. Let's see what happens so that we get an idea. Um, runtime error, last execute. Okay. What happened there? There is a runtime error, overflow. Okay. All right. I think that doesn't work. So what does it have to be? It has to be I plus something, right? So maybe I can do this way, right? Let me just keep it this way. Nums of I, and then, then it has to be ans of I plus n, right? Ans of I is equal to nums of I, ans of I plus n, right? Ans of I plus n is also nums of I. Okay. Um, so let us try to see what actually happens here. Then maybe we get an idea. Um, let us say, okay, this is I, okay. This is I, and I keeps going up and up and up. And then what happens here? And it comes here, right? I keeps getting incremented. And then when it comes here, uh, it has to again go back to this, right? It has to again go back to this and then repeat. So, so what would it be? It has to be, first of all, it has to be nums of I, right? And then it also has to go with another nums of I. So is it good enough if I just say nums of I plus nums of I? Is it good enough if I just say nums of I plus nums of I? Is that it? Um, maybe, let's see. Maybe. But how does that concatenate it? That will just add both, right? It won't concatenate, right? That is just going to add both of them. No, I don't think it's going to concatenate. Let's see though. Let's see. Let's see. I think it's just going to add it. Okay, somewhat what happened here? All right, it just added both, right? Just added it. So we need to concatenate though. How can we do that? Um, nums of I is fine. So let's just see what happens if I just run this nums of I. Let's see nums of I. Let's see. All right, so we got this much, right? The remaining part has to be also printed. So, and it is not nums of I plus nums dot size. All right. Um, n is size, but do we have to go with 0 is getting repeated here. So how can I refer to this, all these variables after this? How can I do that? All these elements after this, that is after this 3. How can I do that? It has to be coming inside here. Um, how can I go about doing that? Or if I just say ands of I plus n, no, that's not going to work though, will it? If I just say ands of I plus n here, no, right? Or is that enough? No, that's not the thing. Undeclared identifier. Okay, we can't say n over here. We'll have to say nouns dot size, but that's not it, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, again, it is wrong. But now, can you see something? We got this over here on the right hand side. Oh, okay, so there is something there. Hmm, so we need this left hand side as well. All right. So how can we do that? We filled up the right hand side. Um, and we also kind of concatenated it. So there is something we need to do over here. Let's see what we should do. We're almost there, I guess, though. We're almost there. We are very close. We are very close. Can we? Let's see if there is something we can get from the discussion. All right. Okay. I think, okay. Just make two twin num arrays, concat them, and return it. All right. Can you duplicate it? Okay. People are just having fun in the discussion. So Python, that's Python. How can I find C++ solutions? Not sure. Is there a way I can just filter out C++? Let get contact. Okay. Can't be using a built-in concat function and stuff. Should not be. Okay. Nouns plus nouns. There is a C solution. All right. Uh, that is already in the question, right? It's basically what was in the question. So let's see. Sometimes I just feel the answer is in the question itself. Especially for easy problems. Let's see if this works. I think this should work then. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the answer was already in the question, right? Like, it's kind of already here. Um, yeah. So if you at least read the question, patiently and properly, you will get it. Um, yeah. So this is it. I think. Let's see. Yeah. So that was a solution. We got it. Um, yeah. So that was it. I think. So, okay, so we did two questions today, at least we were able to do them. Um, so I think we'll end it here for now. Tomorrow, maybe we'll look at DQ as well and maybe more if possible. So yeah, if you enjoyed watching this live stream, please do consider subscribing and also like and um, yeah, see you on the next live stream. Until then, bye.